Today, I want to speak to young men, anyone that is older than 13, 14 years old, up to 30, 35 even, I will consider a young man. And what is the main challenge young men have? Their sexual life, definitely. There are many other areas in life, of course, where the young men feel that they have to do something with their money, their careers, and all that. But probably in their sexual life is where everything is going to evolve because if you make good decision as a young man, if you make good decisions, you are going to have a good life. But if not, it's going to be disaster after disaster. It is understandable because the passion of youth, but especially in a young man, is just unbelievable. And sometimes you as a young man, you feel highly attracted to certain women. And sadly, I have to tell you that so many women out there, they really are not good women. In fact, some of those are evil. Many of those women don't know how evil they are until later in life when they realize I shouldn't do that with this young man. But the reason why you as a young man feel so interested in the sexual life and everything about it, it's because it's part of your nature. You have to realize that you were created to love and to feel loved, to be loved. When you have that in your nature, you want to love somebody, you want to love a girl, but at the same time, you want to be loved by a girl. How do you deal with that? It is impossible. It's like trying to deny, no, I don't need to eat. It is impossible. You have to eat because it's part of your nature. But when you are talking about loving a girl or being loved by a girl, what is what we say? Well, let me tell you, love has different, let's say, areas or departments. One of those is the physical department, is where everything begins most of the time. You see the girl and you say, oh, she's beautiful. She's excellent. I love her hair. Look at her arms or her legs or whatever physical attribute you like in the girl, her face, and you feel the attraction. It's there most of the time where everything begins. But sometimes it's in the probably emotional connection. There is something in her personality that you just love about this girl. Sometimes you are just fascinated with her ways. And you just say, man, if I only could have this girl for me, I will be so happy. The emotional part of the relationship, but also there is another component, is the intellectual attraction. Because sometimes it's just a girl that thinks in such a way and expresses herself in such a way, her views, her dreams, and you just cannot believe it. You are fascinated with this girl because not her looks or even her personality, but her ideas, what she wants to accomplish in life, those kind of things. And when you consider these factors, the physical part, the emotional part, and the intellectual part, all that is a package that eventually will we all combine, and there is where love really happens. Love happens as a result of that. But love is going to evolve mainly through conversations. There's where you are going to really find out if that girl is the girl for you and vice versa. The conversations will lead you to get to know each other. You will talk to this girl about whatever is in your heart, whatever is what you like in life. And at the same time, you're going to listen to what she has to say. Through those conversations, you connect, you feel closer and closer, And eventually you will start developing some sort of physical affection. And everything begins by touching her hand, and you hold her hand, you give her a hug, you kiss her face. Eventually, you're gonna kiss her lips, and then you just feel so amused and so in love with this girl. You think, man, this is gonna be great. Naturally, when all those things are happening and love keeps growing in your heart, will land in a physical sexual interaction with this girl. There are obviously many other things to discuss before, but precisely is there where I see a lot of young men having tremendous difficulties with their lives because it seems like sex, the physical action of having sex, it will be the priority in their lives. So, young men, I want to talk to you about it because you cannot make that mistake in your life. If you let your heart lead you to an evil woman just because you are having sex with her, you are going to regret it. You are going to be miserable at the end. Why is that? Well, because although there is a part of you that is finding satisfaction, deep down in your heart, you are actually with a lot of doubts, and somehow you are fearful and you are not certain about the future. That is why you have to consider the whole package that I mentioned at the beginning: the emotional connection with the girl, the intellectual connection with this girl, and of course the physical attraction. I told you, you have to have good conversations with the girl before you go to any other connection with her. While you are having your conversations, you need to start thinking about your future. Because this is what we are talking about today. Young men and your future. You have a future. Part of your future is obviously your sexual life, because you were created to love and to be loved, and part of love is the sexual area of your life. So you have to be just conscientious that sex is not everything in your future. It's part of it. So how you can aim towards the future with intelligence, thinking, I want to have a girl that I will have a great sexual life, but at the same time, I want to be happy with her. It's not just about that. And precisely for that reason, I want to tell you that, in my opinion, there are some points to consider during your conversations with this girl, especially when you are talking about the future. Well, the first thing is, do you guys want to be together for the rest of your lives? Because you see, when you are thinking about having a good time with a girl and you guys are not planning to be together for the rest of your life, that means there is no future. You see? Future is if you both want to be together. If she wants to be with you for the rest of her life, and you want to be with her for the rest of your life. Future is about that. It's having a plan, a vision, something that both of you concur and you say, yeah, well, there you go. The conversation about the future is, can you picture spending the rest of your life with this girl? Having a family with her, having children with her, growing old with her. You see? When you say, yes, I think so, well, the question is, does she? Do you think that this girl sees you as the kind of guy that she wants to spend the rest of her life with? And there's where you will start to analyze important aspects like personalities. Are you willing to deal with her personality? Is she willing to deal with your personality? And part of that is precisely in reference of going places. How do you respond in certain places, and how does she respond on certain places? Is she willing to go to the kind of places that you would like to go? What if life takes you to live in a particular place, country on earth, and she already decided that she will never go to such a place? So in your conversations, you talk when it's about the future. You talk about places where you might go, whether it's for a season or to really relocate and work there. Which takes us to the next topic, right? Work. Because it's so fun to date the girl, and the girl gets excited going to the restaurant, and you guys, feel happy together and having fun. But all that costs money. And so eventually you have to work to make money. So what you like to do with your own life, work-wise? Do you have a plan for your career? Are you in a school? Are you already graduated from school? Do you have a good job? Are you going to be able to take care of a family? If the girl, for whatever reason, is not able to work, will you be able to take care of this girl? And what about if there are children? You see? So work is important. You need to talk with this girl about work. What she likes to do? Because sometimes some girls don't like to work. They just want to be pretty and play pretty. And so this is a nice game for a little while, but eventually it gets old. Any guy will put up for a little while with a girl, because he's having fun. But how long? Eventually, he will realize, man, this girl doesn't like to do anything. She just wants to sit there and do nothing other than makeup and hair and going shopping. Life is much more than that. So part of your conversations about the future is work. And finally, the most important thing will be about serving one another, which is one conversation that you must have with her. It has to do entirely with what's in your heart. If you are willing to serve her and vice versa. Because eventually being together, hopefully being married, living in the same house, even if it's a small apartment or a big house, there are going to be house chores. You see, it's not about just going dancing this weekend and laughing in the beach, eating grapes and jumping in the water, holding hands and looking at the sunset. All those things are beautiful, and they need to be there, part of your experience, and make it happen for the rest of your life. But eventually you have to go back home. And what about the chores in the house? There in the house is where you are going to show your true colors, your true personality. And there are things to take care of, things to clean. Somebody has to go grocery shopping, somebody has to cook, somebody has to clean, somebody has to do the dishes and take care of the clothes and all the aspects of maintaining a house in a good way, because you don't want to live in a nasty place, dirty place, right? So what about that in your conversations with the girl? And what about money management? Is another important topic when you are thinking about being together. So what is the plan? My money is my money and her money is her money, and we split right in the middle is one way to see it. Or how are we going to do this? We're going to put all the money together in the same pot, and we are going to discuss before we make any decisions? Or what kind of decisions do you make? Are you into let's have fun today and tomorrow we'll see what happens? Or is she the kind of person that says, I don't like to spend anything until all the bills are being paid, and maybe if there is any leftovers, we go places. If not, we don't. Those things are money management. You need to talk about it. And of course, you need to talk about, are you going to have children together or not? If you are not able to have children, are you willing to adopt? What would you do about that? If you want to have children, how many children? And when would you like to have children? You see, you young men, you have quite a challenge ahead of you. It's not just about finding a girl that you will have a good time for a few minutes in the night or during the weekend, or it's more than that. You have passions, you have desires. Part of that is to have a very happy sexual life. That's okay. It's normal to wish that and desire that. You should dream about that, having a good sexual life with your girl, the girl of your dreams. Just remember, have all these conversations with her. Talk together. Discuss these things. And then at the end, you, of course, will talk about different things like what kind of sports do you practice? What kind of entertainment do you like to have? And when all those topics are being exhausted, you use them, you talk about it, and you guys are okay with majority of them, and you have a kind of a good plan for your future together, then is when you will talk about the most difficult question to ask, which is, what do you think about eternity? And then, young men, is when before you get there, you need to clear up your mind. You have to understand first what do you believe? So do you believe in God? Do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe in Jesus? What are your views about it? Because that probably will be the glue that will keep you together with your girl. When you guys talk about the rest of the things like the house chores, money management, entertainment, places, work, you guys get along very well, and you are just picturing your life together, and you see in your future that happy home. This important point of your life, your beliefs about God in the Bible and Jesus, that probably will be the thing that will put you with her in the wonderful place of hope and the happiness that the good Lord allows us to have here on earth. I wish you a wonderful day, and I invite you to check out my website, mygiancarlo.com. Feel free to reach out. There is an email address there. You can, if you want to, giancarlo@mygiancarlo.com. Feel free to reach out. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.